Hi, Alistair. We are back for another masterclass today. And a few weeks ago, we were actually talking about dealing with a problem, right? And it's kind of very interesting and useful expression. And today we're going to take it to the next level because we're actually going to talk about the way that you approach a problem and particular expressions associated with those two different approaches, right? Because you might want to everybody has a specific way of dealing with problems. Some people may just want to deal with them very specifically, directly, and other people may want to just push them to the side and,
Hope
don't
they'll
want.
go away.
Yeah, exactly.
Ignore them.
Ignore them. And so we've got some two expressions there for people who kind of feel that they deal with them directly, and two about people who want to push them away a little bit, right? So that's the idea and the focus and the structure of our masterclass today. So maybe we can just start with those people who really want to get to the bottom of the particular problem, right? And we've got two expressions here. The first one being to iron out. Now, this is actually one that I did highlight in one of my emails recently on Friday, to iron out something. But it's a good one, isn't it, Alistair? To iron out something.
It is obviously from an iron. Don't be confused with iron uncountable hierro, which is a metal. So if you just say iron is the metal, if you say an iron is una plancha, is the object, and a verb to iron, planchar. So this is where it comes from, no? So if you have your clothes that have creases, arrugas, creases, we don't say, I've forgotten, when it's on your face is a different word, but I never remember.
Wrinkles. Well, in English.
Thank you.
Yeah, wrinkles.
So you'd say, I have obviously a lot of wrinkles around the eyes. At my age is normal. But when you talk about clothes, like your shirt, you wouldn't say it has wrinkles.
No.
It has creases in your trousers or your shirt.
That's right.
So you iron out. So by ironing, you make them disappear. So you make the creases disappear and you have a nicely ironed shirt or pair of trousers. So from that, you have the concept, and that if you iron out a problem, you make the problem go away. You solve it. It's to solve your problems, no? Like ironing your shirts.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That out is important. No, you iron out. So you lose the problem or make it disappear, make it go away.
Yeah. In this particular,
dealing with it.
Yeah. In this particular case, they're probably not big problems, right? Because when you iron out some like smaller issues.
Yeah, because creases is not a big problem, but you'd rather have a nicely ironed shirt than one with creases.
Yeah, it's not like a big hole in your shirt, is it?
Yeah, it's not a hole in the shirt that the iron is not going to solve.
Or that you're missing 5 buttons or something like that.
That's a bigger problem.
So you are literally ironing out something, which means that, there are a few little issues here and there, and you need to deal with them, right?
Yeah. Basically, you need to iron it out. Could be a relationship problem, even.
It could be.
With a colleague at work, there's some bad relationship difficulty and you want to iron out. Sit down, have a discussion, and solve this problem. Let's iron out our differences.
Yeah, that's a good expression. That's a good way of using it. Absolutely, yeah. It means that, they're not massive problems, but, better to talk about it, better to deal with it head on, which is the next expression, right? The next expression. So of those head on.
Deal with the problem or an issue head on.
That's right. It's kind of like you're not going to sidestep it. You're going to just really understand what the problem is and just solve it as quickly and as far. Yeah, quickly.
Yeah, deal with it directly, efficiently, quickly. Yeah. Before it gets worse. Like we don't want this thing to get out of hand, to get worse. If we don't deal with it, it's just going to get worse and then it's more difficult. Let's deal with it head on. So your approach is, we have a problem, we need to sit down, get it sorted out now or as quickly as possible. No, so you're dealing with it head on. No?
Absolutely.
With the head, cabeza, no? So like immediately, quickly, efficiently.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's the second one. So first we've got iron out, and then second, head on. Okay. So that's one side for people who like to, solve the problems well and directly. But then there are other profiles, and this might be you or it might be somebody else.
I think it's me, definitely.
It's you. No, it's probably me too. Let's be honest.
I don't like confrontation. So
right. Yeah.
Try to avoid confrontation.
Yeah.
Which means sometimes I don't deal with things head on.
That's right.
I tend to prefer to ignore it and hope it goes away by itself.
Yeah. I think there are lots of profiles like us, Alistair. Yeah. So I think
too many.
Yeah. So for these types of profiles, now you might be describing yourself, or you might be describing somebody else,
your colleague or a person in your family.
Yeah. And so for that, we have a nice expression where you sweep something under the rug, right? You sweep something under the rug. Sweep is an interesting verb, to sweep, isn't it?
Barrer, no?
Yeah,
to sweep.
Barrer, that's
with
right.
a broom, escoba.
Yeah. That's it.
You got to imagine cleaning your house and you're sweeping the floor.
Absolutely.
Cleaning the floor with a broom, sweeping. And obviously what you should do is collect all the whatever the dirt or dust that you've swept. Past of sweep, swept.
Yeah.
Irregular verb. And then dispose of it, in the rubbish or whatever you do with it.
Yeah.
And then you have a clean floor. But no, what you do is like cheat. It's like, it's much quicker perhaps than just sweep the dirt under the rug or the carpet. Rug, carpet, alfombra.
Yeah.
And then you can't see it. So problem solved.
That's
but
right.
Really, is it? Because that dirt or dust is still there in the living room. It's just under the carpet.
Carpet, that's right.
The rug. Doesn't matter which word you use, carpet, rug. And you can't see it. So it appears to have gone, but really all you're doing is saving that problem for another. It's going to come back.
It's going to come back. Yeah,
because somebody's going to lift the rug and go, hey, what's this? They're going to find...
They're going to find all that dust and dirt.
Yeah,
that's
you didn't clean properly, did you?
That's right. Yeah.
So it's like ignoring the problem or hoping I can't see it, so it's not there. It doesn't.
It's not there. That's right. Absolutely. To sweep something under the rug or carpet, and of course, carpet. It can be confusing as well because in Spanish you have carpeta. Okay, and so you might be tempted to use carpet like that, where you say like for a folder of some kind.
Yeah, folder, file.
But in folder or file we use in English, not carpet. Carpet is only something that you have in your house, pretty much. Like especially in English houses, we have a lot of carpet.
This always amazes Spanish people.
Even in toilets or something like that.
Yeah, even
that's
in
kind of
bathrooms,
crazy.
Even in kitchens.
I
think it's very unusual.
That is very
now,
unusual
in the past.
Yeah,
because it just gets dirty.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen that, but
I think because people tell me, I saw in this house, this family I stayed with, and they had a carpet in the kitchen. So I think people are amazed when they go to England and find houses completely on the stairs. Every room in the house,
absolutely,
is with a carpet. And in Spain, that's unusual.
Yeah, it's super unusual. Yeah. Most services are easily cleanable in Spain. That's for sure.
They're much easier to clean. It's crazy, really, having carpets.
It is.
Think about it.
It is nice to walk around from time to time with your socks on. Maybe,
and keep your feet warm. It's a cozy. A cozy feeling to the house.
Yeah, my kids actually like it incredibly. I mean, they do say it. They like it. Yeah, like when we go to England, there's the carpet. I like the carpet in England.
Feet. Yeah, but it's not practical at all.
It's not practical
in any way.
No, not at all.
And
so there you go.
White carpets in the living room. It's just crazy.
Yeah. That's another level. Good. So sweep something under the carpet or rug, and then. If you really, really are not good at this and you don't like problems at all, then you literally might put your head in the sand, right?
Yeah,
Alistair? You might
this is
put your head in the
a
sand.
sort of metaphor, analogy from a bird, an ostrich, avestruz, I think in Spanish.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is actually true or not, but I don't know if it's a myth or it really happens, but there's this idea that ostriches, when confronted with a problem, another animal being aggressive or trying to attack them or I don't know what, they put their head in the sand or whatever, in the earth, wherever they happen to be. I don't know, ostriches live on beaches, I don't think so. But anyway, they put their head in the sand, which means if I can't see you, you don't exist. So therefore the problem doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Is the idea, that it comes from. So to put your head in the sand like an ostrich is I can't ignore the problem completely, and therefore it will somehow disappear. And I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But of course, the problem is still there. Just the fact that you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Exactly. So you're putting your head in the sand, just like the ostrich. And you might say that about yourself, although most people wouldn't say it about themselves, I suppose. I put my head in the sand. Some people would, if they're being very honest. They'd say, I don't really like dealing with those types of things. I just put my head in the sand and hope it goes away. So
tends to be a criticism of other people.
Other people, it does, yeah.
So this other person in your family or friend or at work, colleague is just not dealing with this problem. They're just ignoring it.
Yeah.
That might be causing problems for you.
That's right.
Just making the whole situation worse when you should be dealing with it head on and ironing it out as quickly as possible. So stop putting your head in the sand, or this person is putting their head in the sand. It's usually a criticism of someone else.
It is.
But yeah, you could criticize yourself and say, yeah, I do have that tendency sometimes to put my head in the sand.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there you go. 4 different expressions, because we were talking previously about how that you can say to deal with a problem, right? But there are many ways that you might deal with a problem. You might
not deal with it.
Well, that's exactly it. You might be proactive or very sort of reticent, right? Or you might be like really just reluctant, absolutely, as well. Yeah. So that's the challenge, right, Alistair, is to think about those types of problems that have come up in your professional life, personal life, whatever it might be. And do you deal with them sort of face on? Head on. Yeah. Or do you iron them out if they're small problems, right? Or do you put your head in the sand?
Yeah,
do you put your head
sweep them under the rug?
Yeah. Or under the carpet. One of those.
Under the carpet. Either of those two is fine. Yeah. So it's your sort of personality.
Yeah.
How do you deal with problems? Do you have a tendency to one or the other? And it might be different in work situations and your private life.
Absolutely.
So you could be very proactive at work and very good at solving problems, and you meet them head on. But maybe in relationships, you're not so good. You tend to put your head in the sand. So
absolutely.
Tell us a story, an anecdote, maybe with some examples, or just in a general sense, how you tend to deal with things generally, or a specific occasion could be,
Yeah, absolutely.
However you want to, but try to use those at least 2 of those, shall we say?
Absolutely, yeah. And if you can record yourself, then fantastic. Alistair will be there to give you feedback,
as always.
Which is really great. And I think that's it for this week, Alistair. Yeah. So thank you very much. 4 new expressions, all about dealing with problems, your particular approach, your particular style, and giving you that ability to express yourself in terms of how you or somebody else might be dealing with a problem, either well or not so well, right? So thank you very much, Alistair. We'll be back next week with another masterclass, okay?
Cheers.
Speak soon. All right. See you then. Bye-bye.